Greetings, mammals. I would like to begin by explaining something, and that is, namely, why am I bothering? This enterprise, as it were, this little cast that we're doing here today, is really just meant to get to the bottom of certain aspects of what's happening in today's world. It does seem that we are in a new era, or at least on the precipice thereof. So, as we posture here at the end of the universe, I suppose I've been thinking thoughts for a long while, wondering how I've gotten here, how we've gotten here, and perhaps to a more metaphysical point, why here in the first place, and specifically why the place of my nativity? Why was I born there where I was born, and why now? One may ask, why bother thinking about such things? As though maybe there's something more pertinent to be thinking about. I can assure you that, at least for me, there's not. So for about 5 or so minutes, maybe a couple or so times a week, I'm going to put out this masterpiece of nonsense and have virtually no hope of reaching anyone, literally, spiritually, or otherwise. So it's pretty much all upside. Hemingway supposedly said that your first draft is always that's all I've got, just a first draft. So it's not a lot of polish. And it's basically just for a lack of trying, and most of all, a foundational belief that you cannot put lipstick on a pig. Or in other words, there's no amount of makeup that can improve the rambling pan that I've engaged upon here. In no meaningful way can we make this any better. So let's have at it. Over the course of the last several decades, there's sort of been a light dawning, off in the distance, barely perceptible. And lately, it seems that proverbial light has announced itself as a locomotive barreling headlong. And as I've been slowly trying to make my way out of this tunnel, it's now very clear there's an oncoming train. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I would like to know if you feel the way I do, because something has come up, and it's very off-putting. Or as it has been said, you should be off-putting. In any case, it's come to my attention in spite of, or because of, I'm not sure, that namely everything that I've been taught, everything taught in my school days, everything I was programmed with via the media, and even in entertainment largely, everything from my parents, friends, and colleagues, everything that was expressed was in fact total and complete utter bullshit. And I don't want to understate this. I don't mean to suggest that most of my life has been filled with crap. I mean to say that all of it has been a lie. And in fairness, I will say sometimes the truth does manage to wiggle its way in there, sort of like a bad case of acne, pops up and has to be burnt out of existence from the roots up. But the fact remains, all of our lives are a lie. And this is not really our fault, per se. We have been misled, which is obvious. And it's no longer a question of whether we're being lied to or not. It's not even a question of whom is doing the lying. The only salient question left is, why would everyone, so it seems nearly everyone, want to lie in the first place, either consciously or, in many cases, unconsciously? Bringing up yet another thought, do those who act on the subconscious level, kind of walking through life in a haze, do they have culpability for their malfeasance? I mean, are they even really humans at all? Are they NPCs? So I don't know if these people are non-player characters or if they're actual human beings. It's really hard to tell. You may have noticed that in taking in this vista from these delirious heights that we find ourselves at, begging the question, how is it we have passed our entire lives not having so much as a clue as to the meaning of all of this? Biding our time, talking shit, buying baubles, crap, on Amazon, booze, having ridiculous sex, doing a lot of stupid shit. Well, I hope to elucidate sort of these dark corners, or rather elucidate the entirety of the land. And I think that light is the greatest disinfectant, as they say. And boy, oh boy, this place really stinks. And something is happening, and you can feel it. So in the coming weeks, I'm going to make a point of talking about not just the things that are occurring to me. I want to talk about specific people out there who are doing a fine job of bringing things to our attention. People in different walks of life who are actually on the right track, who actually have goodness in them, because it's pretty dark out there. And so let's focus on what's good. Until next time.